over the course of the last week, trying to do a lot of tests on the robot, make sure everything all worked, fix it all, test all the subsystems and commands, and that's a lot of what we've been doing.
We put in tension cables for the catapult arm because it was sort of skewing and warping.
Last week we were organising the event that's going to be on Thursday. So that means like getting name badges and things ready, working with sponsors, making sure that they know that it's happening.
LEDs. I did a whole bunch of soldering with LED strips, so now we have a whole bunch of really, really bright lights on there.
We also made sure that the t-shirt designs were sent to print, and same with the banner and other things.
It was too optimized and it couldn't see the ball unless there was a bright light on it because the code was too perfect for like lab conditions. So basically bright as strip lights of LEDs, soldered them all together, wired them up and whatnot, and now they're brilliant.
What I was doing last week. Last week we're trying to get press releases organized, we're trying to get banners organized, and we're trying to get approvals from the university's branding department for t-shirts.
Yeah, look, it's nothing that seems, to the uninvolved observer, nothing that seems too dramatic, but there's been a lot of really important changes, tweaking, yeah, smoothing things over. So it's small amounts of work that make a huge difference to the performance of the robot.
This week is going to be a lot of testing for us at the moment. The code's at a point where we can stop perfecting it and start getting it going so we know that it's working on, the robot.
This week, fixing the chopsticks because there seems to be a problem where they just won't stop when needed to stop.
We're having our big robot unveil night, which is really exciting. Jazz hands.
This week, I'm taking lots of photos as we're nearing completion and there's lots of good shots to get. Also making sure that everyone's on task for the next 24 hours to make sure that we actually finish and they're happy from what they've done, because you can't take time back.
Okay, this week pretty much our robot is completely done and we are putting it in the crate on the 18th.
This week is really mech has taken a back step now. A lot of it's down to software. There's been some last minute mechanical tweaks. We've got some stops going on to the chopsticks so they don't go too far down or too far up.
Well, the plan for this week is really to finalise all that stuff. As soon as we get everything to a point where it's mechanically stable and the software guys have something that they can actually deploy to the robot, then the idea is to actually put a ball on top of it and fire it, so that we can actually achieve the task that we need to compete in this competition.
Relief that, because it is a lot of work having to come in here a lot, and but I've also, it's kind of sad because it's kind of over.
Very difficult, but it's been a fun process overall.
And I'm kind of sad because I'm not able to go to Hawaii and see how well it does in person and be a part of the team for that.
I reckon you come home in the afternoon, you think, oh, I've only got an afternoon, I can't do anything. Once you've spent 6 weeks on this and you appreciate those hours you get in the afternoon so much more. I look at my homework now, I'm like, I can do that, no problem, I've got the time. It's exceptional how much more you appreciate every hour of every day once you do something that is so time consuming and something where time is so valuable.
It's been an immensely enjoyable exercise. I think the team has come on leaps and bounds and I'm very proud to have been part of this. It's been a great deal of fun and we've created a really cool robot, and most exciting of all for me is I can't wait to see this thing compete. That's going to be a real buzz.
I'm starting a PhD in medical robotics back at uni, back here. But I did undergraduate in biomedical engineering and medical science, so a little bit different.
I'm Chief Operating Officer for a small engineering company, so managing people is my bread and butter.
I work here as a researcher at the Australian Centre for Field Robotics. I work in the Intelligent Transportation Systems group. We do a lot of work with smart vehicles, especially vehicles that can talk to one another. So you might be driving your car down the road and it can communicate information to other cars about what your car is currently doing, and we do a lot of research on driver intent and being able to infer what the vehicle or the driver is actually about to do and communicating that to other cars. Once we do that, we can start to use our transportation systems much more efficiently, but we can also start to reduce the road toll.
Well, hopefully I'd like to use what I've learned here in software and coding, and learn to code other programs and go to uni, learn all that stuff. And
definitely. After this year and last year, it's definitely influenced my decision to want to become an engineer, and I think it's quite helpful because it's taught me a lot of things that I will need to know.
It's inspired me to do stuff way more interesting than I was going to do before. Way more interesting. I think it's inspired me to challenge myself a great deal more than I would have otherwise. Well, look, I was looking at the construction industry and I thought that would be exciting enough, and I'm looking at it now thinking, you know what? I think I'll get bored of that. Sure, there are probably a lot of challenges to it, but I suspect I'll get sick of that and I'll want to have...
It's more giving me skills that I want to use, because I want to go into software and that kind of thing, try and, I don't know, probably actually do this kind of thing, programming kind of robots and different kind of, so that home appliances and such can be improved in the coming years. That's the kind of thing I'd like to do.
Stuff that moves. I want to make things that move, make things that are powered, and look, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is I'm going to do now, don't know what the job is, but I know what skills I want to have.